I'm running Jeep's OEM Steel Bumper group on my JL. And while I love the look of these, that rear OEM bumper could use a little bit of reinforcement for the trail. Here's the steel OEM rear bumper on my Jeep JL. I love the integrated look of these, and overall I think Jeep did a good job with the design. However, those rear corners are a little bit weak. In an effort to keep weight down, Jeep didn't use a very heavy-duty inside brace. In the off-road environment, if we make contact here, it can drive the bumper potentially up into the bodywork here. We don't want that. Here's a look at Metalcloaks rear bumper reinforcement kit. Metalcloak designed these to add strength to the rear bumper when running the ARS rack system. And here's a look at the stock Jeep brace that's inside the bumper now. We'll replace this with the new Metalcloak system. And here's the stock brace and the new Metalcloak brace side by side. They'll give you an idea of how much strength we're going to be adding to this key corner of the bumper. Alright, now let's get started with the install. We'll be using common hand tools for this, and it's not a difficult job. Using an 8mm socket, remove the 3 bolts holding in your mud shield. Next, we'll grab a 16mm socket and remove the 4 bolts holding in the outer bracket. Save the hardware. Next, we'll need a 7mm socket to remove the 3 bolts holding on the bumper end cap. Save this hardware as well. Let's grab a screwdriver and get those 2 nut clips out of the way as they are not needed. These 2 bumper bolts are 16mm. Let's spin those off as well. Now it's time to start putting the new parts in. Grab the 2 spacers and install them onto the bumper bolts like this. On the inner bracket, I used tape to hold the carriage bolts in place during assembly. Now it's time to install the inner bracket. It looks like this once in place. Now it's time to install the outer support bracket. Once we have our bolts and nuts in place, let's tighten those to 30 foot-pounds each. Using a 5/16 inch drill bit, enlarge the 3 stock bolt hole locations on the mudguard. In this shot, you can see the new brackets installed, and I've checked to make sure everything is torqued per spec. Now it's time to put the plastics back on. Time to reinstall the bumper end caps using the 3 7mm bolts. Using the provided plastic rivets, install the mudguard onto the new bracket. That's it, we're done. And here's a quick look at what we took out and the new reinforcement that we put back in for comparison. These new Metalcloak rear bumper brackets are going to go a long way in providing strength to that vulnerable, weak outer corner of the stock steel bumper. We hope you've enjoyed this product install. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you on the trails.